deep cut into the door, like a keyhole would be.
These are neat symbols.
They are definitely symbols.
It looks kind of like some sort of combination lock. But I don't know what to do with that info.
It's not that the lines are actually straight. I'm just a shaky individual.
Sure.
Okay. And the circles that are inside these symbols are deep as well, as if like meant to take in something.
Like a butthole. Sorry.
As a DM, you can try as much as you want, and the players will trivialize anything in a matter of moments. This really cool door that I designed, butthole door.
I am 13 years old.
Me too.
We're waiting on the Buzzweight to get back.
Emus or
I've
Boogie,
been back.
Oh.
All right, as you guys are sitting here at this door, the occasional kind of breeze, inhale, almost seeming to come from the door itself, and then pause, and then pause. What are you guys doing?
Well.
Run away! Run away!
I'm just gonna walk up to it and give it a little shove, see if it moves at all.
Like you want to make a strength check kind of shove, or you just want to kind of push it and check the
No,
integrity?
yeah,
It seems solid. It seems
immovable.
It seems immovable. Yes.
Huh. Well, I don't think we're getting into here anytime soon.
Oh, your mind doesn't
Can
go
I
to
roll
let's
like
solve
a-
the puzzles. That's like,
Mine
oh well,
does.
we'll never get through here.
I'm role playing, thank you very much.
Enos walks up, pushes it. No luck. No luck.
Well, time to go home.
So, has it actually been only one path this whole time since we got through Macho's entrance?
So far, yes.
Okay. No diverging paths. Okay, so we've got a while to figure this out. Otherwise, we go hunker down in the creepy room.
Oh?
Can I roll like a? My history is terrible. So is my religion. Whatever. I guess history check to see if I recognize the symbols or what they could possibly mean.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a history check and then list off the languages you know for me.
For
You
being the
got it.
chosen of a god, none of us seem very religious.
I know it. Yeah, so my history is 6, and I'll let you know what my things are. Common, Elvish, Draconic, Orc, Goblin, and Thieves' Cant.
Jesus.
You do not recognize the symbols or the history of where this stonework came from.
Is there a specific area that the air might be coming out of, or is it just like emanating from the whole door itself?
So it seems as if the circular exterior of the door is where it kind of seeps through.
I would like to do like an investigation check on this as well. And maybe peer through the hole in the center.
Be careful, it might wink at you.
At the risk of going blind.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Okay, go ahead, roll an investigation.
5.
The hole doesn't go all the way through, like it's black in the inside. It appears as if it's like a keyhole.
Mm.
Tammy steps forward, kind of stroking her chin and looking at it. I don't know how much help it is, but those symbols kind of look like alchemy symbols.
Can you decipher it?
I know the elements they stand for, but I don't know how to solve it.
What elements do they stand for? Can you tell us that at least?
Yeah.
And she points from left to right, top to bottom. Air,
Left.
earth, fire, water.
Like as if I'm reading a book. I read down and then
No.
over and down.
So it's the top line, the top two with the lines, air, earth, then the bottom row, fire, water.
Can you tell us what the center means?
She shrugs. Yeah, I don't know. It just looks kind of like a swirl to me.
Decorative flourish.
Maybe.
Are we in the fifth element? Do we need to find elements and put them in there?
You fucking know it, buddy.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I haven't seen the fifth element, but people reference it
What?
so much that I need to see it.
I know. It's a travesty.
It's a good movie.
Agatha, does this look familiar to you?
Shakes her head. No, dude, I don't get out like you guys do.
Okay, so I think we've got water, fire. We've got all the elements covered. We've got to be able to like find some dirt, or we could crush some rock for a little bit to make it kind of like a powder. That could be our earth. Water. Either use our water skin, or I could put on my robe and I don't think that's the best, but I could cast wall of water.
Or we
Air.
could just,
We're
or we could
breathing
just.
it.
What if we just spit in the thing for water?
I think a water skin would be a better way of getting water really into it.
We
And
have
fire
torches for fire.
is, I was gonna say our girl Agatha here.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Do you want to try it?
I pull out my water skin.
Agatha.
I pull out my-
Maybe
cast-
the middle means blood, like they want blood.
Tammy turns and looks at you. And who's providing that?
I guess I could. I guess I'll provide 2.
You know, I could always just become ethereal and walk through the door and see if I can open it from the other side.
Would you
What
want
if
to
we
try
need
that?
That's true.
Do you still have your ethereal? How many times a day do you get to?
Once, and I don't have it, I'd have to rest.
Oh.
So our current options: try this elemental shit.
Or rest anyway. So, yeah, let's try the elemental shit first.
I wonder once we
Right.
get through the door if it'll close behind us. Because that would be nice.
Agatha comes up with a create fire in her, like just a flickering flame in her palm. She looks at you guys. Should we do it at the same time, or do you think there's an order?
I was thinking same time, but I don't know if there's an order.
As Cal starts talking, I find a rock and begin to crush it up in my hands slowly to form the powder of the earth.
Okay. Crumbles apart easily enough. The core, as you get towards, begins to get harder and harder, but you're able to get about a palm-sized amount of dirt off of it. Dirt and crumbled stone. Agatha stands prepped at the symbol for fire. And she's looking around. And what are we doing for air?
I figure blowing.
Okay. And she puts the thing up to the little pipe, this like intake, along her symbol. And does everyone go at the same time? Or are you guys doing a certain?
Ebus walks over to blow on the air one.
Yep, same time. Minus the blood. Let's just hold off on that. I think we can find 2 mounds of earth for a second try.
That's fair.
All right. As you guys walk up, and all pushing the elements in, blowing the air, forcing the fire into the pipe, and you spraying the water in. You watch as
Ooh, I could use shape water to help ease it in.
the wall seems to kind of hum, and the runes that trace along the exterior perimeter of this circle begin to glow this kind of bright teal blue. And then the door stays for a second, and the humming stops. The runes lose their light, and the door does not open.
It is blood. I'm willing to bet it.
Or maybe just pushing on it. Okay, but yeah, I think blood is a good thing because that'll cover both.
So shall we try again? As I begin
Well,
to
I
look for another
suppose
rock.
push, see if it moves or rolls.
So there's about, in the immediate area, probably about 3 more rocks about the size that you had earlier. Are you crushing up another?
What do you think, guys? Should we try it again with the blood?
Yeah, why not?
Sounds good.
How do we know which blood to take, though? Should it be an elemental like you, Emus?
Elemental like me. I'm not an elemental.
Right, but you can go ethereal,
Agatha
right?
turns and looks at you. I don't know about that. You blow a lot of hot air.
Hey, got him. I say out loud.
Like this butthole door.
Taking suggestions, guys. Taking suggestions. What do we do?
Alright,
She's
well,
getting
I
me-
guess.
Go ahead.
Well, if you want to blow on it, I guess I could slice my hands, and I look very uncomfortable at the idea.
Agatha preps the fire. I'm ready.
I guess. Does anyone? I guess I pull out my spear that I have, the extending one, and get ready to slash my hand.
All right, and easy enough. You're able to slice your hand. You're going to take 1 point of damage, and your hand is going to begin to bleed.
Ow! Emus does not like this.
All right. And I'm shaping some water into the tube.
And as the 4 of you again press, Emus now the 5th, pushing in the blood. The runes light again, that blue, that humming, and then the door, just like before, stops humming and goes dull.
Dang it.
The blood slowly dripping on the obsidian slate.
I'll pull my hand back. I'm gonna go ahead and cast healing hands on myself.
And the wound seals. The bleeding stops.
So what are we missing here, guys?
Maybe.
Spiral.
Maybe it needs to go through in a certain order.
Yeah, possibly.
Agatha traces along where his blood is on the spiral.
Maybe we
He
should
had-
start with. Yeah, maybe we
Wait.
should start with the top right one and go around clockwise.
But what if this
Wait.
is a keyhole? She says. What if we need a key?
I immediately start looking around, focusing on looking for a key.
Wait.
Oh, the key
one
that the
from the
dragon
dragon.
dropped.
I forgot
Boogie
all
has
about that.
Boogie.
So, I thought I handed it to Bezoid. But if I didn't, then I'll produce it. Does it look at all like this spiral?
The key you produce looks like a very ornate key to a very fancy, luxurious manor. It does not look at all like it's enough to fit, or it's not large enough, nor is it the design to fit this keyhole.
Does it look like our blood key from Nico's thing, or that chest that had to be opened? That had like the needle in it, that had blood loaded up
No,
in it?
it
No.
literally looks like a spiral keyhole. Like if there was a key for it, the key would literally be a
A
spiral shaped
spiral.
key.
Oh.
Hmm.
I am also humming at that.
Well,
Well,
I could carve something that looks like that, but I don't know what it would have in its interior. Yeah, why don't I go ahead and carve a little wooden key?
But keep in mind, we only have about 2 more rocks here.
How are you doing so with the key, Boogie?
So, my idea was to just make a stick that's wide enough for this spiral, and then carve the reverse of the spiral in it, so that it pushes in. It's able to push in the whole spiral the whole time. Oh, before I do that, I want to look at it as close as I can to see especially how deep it is, and also if there's anything fancy on the inside of it.
Okay.
I have
Just
a
so you know, while
question.
you're making the wood, like you could if you wanted to. It wouldn't have to be just a straight up piece of wood. Like you could make a spirally piece of wood to carve. Like, because remember, you can pull it out as you paint.
Right, but that's a really small object. I don't know if I would be able to paint such a small.
Okay. So,
Detailed thing.
are you getting the branch, the stick to work with out of the scroll?
Yeah, I would. I don't need it to be too big. I just need large enough that I'd be able to, like, work with it a bit once it's in
Alright.
there.
So you watch as Boogie pulls out his scroll, producing this ink brush, and paints into existence this about 2 foot long piece of hardwood. Well, yeah, it does come out as hardwood. That's alright. You got a hard knife, and you're strong. You'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm good at woodworking.
So I need you to go ahead and make a investigation roll for me, and then I want you to make a performance roll for me. And you can do the no, it's not a performance. It would be proficiency. You have a carver set. You have a woodworking tool set. So the second
good.
roll, you're gonna make an investigation check for me, and then the second roll will be your d20 plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. 3 and then 5.
Okay.
If it seems like I didn't do a good enough job, I could always use the other end.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll the second. The first investigation will stay, and then roll your key. And this will be the final time with this branch.
Okay, 21.
That's a lot better. So as you're looking inside the key, it doesn't appear to be like any kind of intricate inward working. It kind of seems like, from what you can see, it's dark inside there, but it kind of looks just like this smooth space taking up the same shape it is depth wise that it is on the opening of where the hole is.
Cool.
And as you carve this kind of messed up looking one, bits of wood chipping off and kind of ruining the shape, flipping the branch over. The second one looking much more akin to the keyhole. Brazoid, I take it that you are crushing up another rock.
I am.
Okay. You turn handful of dirt, seeing Boogie completing the second end of this key, looking to match the keyhole, if it is a keyhole, rather nicely. You guys trying again?
I can take over cutting myself if you like.
No, we don't need
think
any
we-
more blood. We've got a key.
Oh
Yeah.
the
yeah.
center.
And my blood should still be on the door, right? So
For some reason, I'm like, this requires blood.
Calamity's just bloodlusty. We get it.
Look, man, I come from the Kraken Society, and there's nothing that doesn't cost something in that. As you guys approach this time, same method. You guys doing the same water, air, fire, earth thing, and then putting the key in there.
Sure. I'll get ready to blow.
Hold on. I would like. Do you guys want to do it all at the same time, or do you guys want to do it in the order that the elements go in?
I was kind of thinking we do it in the order of the spiral key.
The spiral is saying to do it.
It's
Well,
supposed.
if you're coming from the outside to the inside, it's saying to do it in a clockwise direction.
Right.
But
Like starting with Earth.
So yours says.
Yep.
Okay, so the top right
Yeah.
triangle, the upside down triangle with a line in it, that's earth. And then the one below it is water. The one to the left of that is fire, and the one above that is air.
Earth, water. See, but the elementals go earth, water, air, then fire.
what? In what way? What do you mean?
Fire.
When you talk about the elements.
I need you
that's,
to label it on the thing.
That's
On
how.
the image.
Like earth is on the bottom, then water, then air, then fire.
Huh.
No, I'm sorry. Water, then earth, then air, then fire.
I'm fixing this. I'm gonna just type out above what it is.
And I typed out how it was supposed to be water, earth, air, fire. When you look at the 4 elements, that's how they're always designed.
Huh. I guess that could be memorable if you thought of stars as fire and you thought of the reservoir as being underneath some earth.
Oh. Thank you.
But that I don't think that
Because it
knowledge
can
is too
cross it
relevant to the
too.
door.
Water, earth, and then down for air. Or, no, that won't work either. Water, earth. Yeah, it would go water, earth, air, and fire. Yep. Like the elementals go. And that's the
Cool.
same counterclockwise way that the spiral's going.
How do you talk? That was cool.
I don't know.
Who talked?
That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that.
You didn't mean to put it in the order that it was?
How'd you do that?
It's just you hit enter. It's just like in the other game.
What are you guys doing?
Nothing.
I did it. So,
I say we start with top left and work our way around clockwise. That's my vote.
top left? How about top right? Really, I think that the way that the spiral goes, we should start at the top right and spiral around 2 times, ending on Earth.
Spiral around 2 times?
Yeah, if you look at the spiral in the center, if you start on the outside and then work your way inward.
So he's saying do earth, water, fire, air.
Earth, water, fire, air. Yeah,
Earth.
I got it.
I think
Yeah.
water should be first, though. Because it's the first element.
I'm not getting where the first last element thing. That's not something I'm familiar with.
It's just knowledge. I don't know what.
I think you're
Like
drawing
anytime anybody talks about the 4 elements, It's always water, earth, air, fire.
I think you're
always
drawing
in
your
that
knowledge
order.
outside of D&D lore.
I
That
always hear
even
fire,
though it's good,
earth, water, air. Fire.
Yeah.
I don't
Earth.
think it applies to this door.
Yeah, I don't think that ordering of the elements is a thing universally known.
You could ask Tammy.
Tammy,
Raises an eyebrow.
what do you think?
Do you think
Let us
that
see
there's
those
a
beautiful brains.
Do you think there's an order that each element ought to apply in?
Not that I know of.
Well, I don't think that we ought to do it 2 times either because we don't have that many rocks over here.
I like the thinking of if we're actually gonna like literally follow the spiral that it does have to be done twice. But
Then
yeah,
we would need two rocks, and then that would be all of our chance.
well, we
That's
can't
all
go
we
get more
have.
rocks. Yeah, but I'm sure we could backtrack and find something, or I don't know, someone got some mud on their boot we could use.
Yeah, we
Tammy
could
turns
make
around and she
additional
pulls out of
tries.
her pouch a little hand chisel, like a little hand pickaxe. I could
There
get
you
them out of
go.
the walls.
I think we could make additional tries, but
All right,
What
let's do it.
what I say that we do is use all 4 elements and then immediately use the key. And if that doesn't work, just head back and try to hunker down in the creepy room.
All right.
Okay.
Agatha preps her fire, gets ready at the hole of the fire symbol. Everyone else getting ready. Boogie
Emus is
coming
ready
up
to blow.
with the key. All right. Does everyone go at the same time?
I thought we were going top right, bottom left, top left.
I would rather go at the same time because that has been making the door glow.
Okay.
All right, Agatha. 1, 2, 3, and she pushes forward with the fire. All 4 of you pushing your assorted elements inside the tubing, and the key. As the runes light up, and you hear that the key goes in, and it almost feels like as it slides in, something kind of takes hold of the key and like lashes onto it, and there's a slight spin to the right, and then
Hooray!
Caitlin missed that really cool animation, so I'm gonna do it again.
Ooh. I did. I was writing notes.
Hmm.
That was really cool.
Very cool.
Hey,
I don't want to just step on right through.
Emus is gonna kind of look around. Hey, look at us go! We're so smart.
Agatha looks back, looks forward, and kind of, yeah, we'll see about that. She steps forward.
3rd time's the charm.
I knew we could do it.
And as you guys step forward, you see littered across the floor these kind of glowing, they're not blue like they look, they're more of this dark purplish kind of. Emus, you would recognize it. It looks very similar to the crystal that was floating like beneath the lantern outside of the water house. Littered along the walkway here.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And you can hear in the distance it sounds like ting, 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 ting.
Like sounds of like pickaxes, like someone's
There you
mining.
go.
It sounds like a very small, precise pickaxe, like ting. And then you hear whirring, and the sound of, and then ting 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 ting.
Emus is gonna immediately start stealthing.
Bazoy, are you stepping in?
Cautiously, yeah. Still doing the same thing. Looking and being alert.
And as you come past the door,
Yes.
Turns and locks behind you.
I don't know what you're yesing about. I don't know if that's a good move or not.
I don't want to be followed. I'm trying not to make noise as I walk.
All right, is everyone stealthing as a group?
Sure.
Yeah, I
Alright.
think that's a good idea.
Group stealth check. Starting with Tammy. 7. 12 for
All that
Agatha.
elven stuff.
Oh, good call. Good call. Thank you.
Oh yeah, she gets advantage
Yes.
whether it's
actually,
sound or vision.
She rolled the same number
That's
again.
because they're too big on her.
Yeah, she's like tripping over her cape. All right, what do we got for Calamity? She's still rolling. What do we got for Bazoit?
20.
Boogie.
17.
Emus.
Also 17.
22.
Am I missing anyone?
No players.
Agatha.
I already got her. I got those two. Agatha got a 12. All right. You guys form into this kind of stealthy fox walking form of transportation. Move forward. What are you guys doing?
Walk.
I would like to collect a few of those thingies and put them in my bag for later playing with.
As you walk up to the crystal and reach down to pick it up, it looks like it's growing up out of the ground and is not just like laid on the ground.
Oh. Well, I don't want to make a bunch of noise right now with the other somebody else ticking away in here.
I'll touch one to make sure it's not hot or cold or whatever, and then grab onto it and try to just yank it.
It is not hot. It is not cold. And as you grab it to yank on it, the hairs on your arms stand up and you get goosebumps and you can feel the power within the crystal. Go ahead and make an athletics check as you try to pull it up out of the ground.
Okay. 21.
You pull. And your hand ends up slipping before it makes any movement.
But that goosebumps stuff, I am a little more nervous now. So I'll walk right back the way I came. And start going along the side of the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Is
to
everyone
the
else- Go ahead.
that crystal made my hair stand on end.
Agatha and Tammy follow up behind, seeing everyone kind of get against the wall. Are we sure about this? Tammy says.
I just shake my head no. Keep sneaking along.
As you approach around the corner, Seth, the area clearly illuminated by this kind of like purplish gray glow from the crystals. You can see what appears to be this kind of spider-esque construct that has a little lever, like scooping thing, on its left arm, and this device coming up out of its head that looks like a very hard pick, and it's picking at the crystal, and as crystal fragments come off, a little cabinet inside of its like its belly area opens up almost like a canister, and it dumps the shards in there and then closes up and begins looking for a new stone to tink 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 tink.
I'm gonna hold my hand up for everyone to stop. And I'm gonna start tiptoeing my way over to this corner. And then kind of poke my head around, see if I can get a closer look at it.
As you look, it looks to be this geared, odd, maybe even like kind of clockworky type device construct that seems to be very specifically designed for the task that it's doing.
Do I hear any other tinking off in the distance, or is this the only tinking I hear?
Go ahead, make a perception check for me.
Fuck. I rolled fuck. So that's 1 plus 7, 8.
It could be tinks off in the distance. It could be echoes. It seems like you hear other tinks, but it's hard to make out their exact location. And with the vastness of the cavern, it could be echoes.
Okay. I want to pick up a rock. Excuse me, sorry, I'm chewing. I'm going to pick up a rock, and while staying completely obscured behind the wall, I just kind of want to toss the rock around the corner, but like stay hidden.
Where exactly are you tossing it? Like near it? Okay. As you toss the rock out there, it lands with a ting that echoes. And the construct's actions seem uninhibited in any way. It is focused on its ting 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 ting.
I kind of look back at the party and shrug, like, okay, should we do?
I wave him over towards me.
Okie dokie.
Guys, you just want to rest over here near this door? I think it might be hard for pursuers to get through it. And I'm not too sure we're not going to fight stuff if we keep going.
We're just not going to worry about that thing over there. I'm going to kind of whisper back, pointing at the spider thing.
I think it's just trying to collect this stuff.
Well, either way, it's up to you guys. I don't have an opinion on the matter.
I would just like to make a decision so we can move on with the storyline.
All right, let's get by the door and.
Let's rest outside of this stuff. I think the door will protect us pretty well.
Okie dokie.
Or we use the resting stone.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
They come over and begin pulling out their bedrolls and setting them up.
Before Emus gets set up for his rest, I'm gonna spend a minute camouflaging myself.
Okay.
I'm going to use hide in plain sight.
Heck
That
yeah.
requires stealth
You're
check?
gonna become the rock.
Oh, I see what that is. I remember.
Yep. I have a +10 bonus to stealth checks.
Agatha looks around. Does anyone want to fire or?
As Emus is rubbing dirt into his face, he shakes his head. No, it's typically never a good idea to draw attention to yourself, especially if you're not going to be completely aware of your surroundings.
Does anybody have any, I don't know, traps they can put in front of the door or something?
Emus' eyes lights up. Aha! Wait a second. He has a rubber shoe in one of his pockets, and he's going to pull out the alarming bugs. We can set these up to go off as the door opens.
Better than nothing.
But I'm pretty sure it would be loud enough to call the attention of everything down here.
Here, I got something that might help with that. And Tammy starts rummaging through her bags and produces this little tube with a cap on it and walks it over to you. It's really adhesive, but the benefit of it and kind of downside of it is that it wears off after 12 hours.
That's good.
So how would I use that to help with setting
You
up a
can-
civil.
Put the adhesive on the container of the beetles and stick it to whatever you want.
Ah,
And then
okay, I see.
She hands you the tube.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it and I'm going to, without separating the orbs, obviously, I'll glue one of them to the door itself and one to right next to it to the frame.
Okay, so the way the door opens, if you put them both together in the middle, they would be separated upon the door opening.
Okay, let's do that then.
There, you'd probably remember how it.
Yeah.
So I don't think we have to use the glue. I think we can just put some pack or something to where one is trying to roll through the door if the door opens.
I don't see how this is a way easier solution than that. I don't see how we would do that in a way that would work effectively when we have glue that is like almost designed for this purpose.
Yeah, the glue's great, but it's 12 hours.
We're not going to be resting for 12 hours. We're going to be resting for what, like 4?
I think that's what he's saying. It'd still be glued on there for another however many hours.
Well, they'll definitely be loud enough that if someone comes through this door, we'll hear them down the cave system.
That's
Oh,
also true.
yeah, I guess that's a benefit. Every time this door is opened for the next 12 hours, it makes a noise.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sold.
So
Ah.
you apply the adhesive onto the two little glass orbs and put them on the door. Agatha and Tammy lay down. Does anyone else do anything before bedding down?
Snack.
Yeah. I will type you what I'm praying to Mistra.
Okay. You can. There's something now you can do like a morph. I don't know. All right. Send me that. As Boogie sits down to eat, Agatha, Tammy lay on their bedrolls, and the chatter kind of quiets down. You can hear that breathing of the door again. And it seems like Agatha and Tammy are snoring kind of in rhythm, lured to sleep by the breathing of the door. Is everyone else heading down to bed?
Yup.
Yep.
All right. Gem of resting is no one is. That's fine.
Yep.
Gem of resting, so it's cut in half, so you guys are sleeping for 4 hours. All right, I need everyone to go ahead and just make a Constitution throw for me.
Constitution throw? Saving throw?
Yeah, just a check. It's a Constitution
Okay,
check.
Constitution check. I got 13 then.
Stupid question, but is this oh no, never mind. Emus got 8.
So wait. You're muted.
I got
You
15.
got 19.
What'd you get, Clemency?
15.
Okay. So as you guys fall asleep, drifting off unimpeded to the sound of the door snoring and this mechanical creature down the hall, tink, 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 chiseling away, which lasts for about half hour, and then you can hear the tink, 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 tink as it begins like leaving the area. And you guys fall asleep. About 2.5-ish hours into your guys' sleep, you hear more so feel, you don't hear anything, but it feels like the ground is trembling, like something is shaking the earth. And it lasts for about 10 minutes, and then the trembling stops. and you're able to make your way back to sleep. Blazoit would be the first to rise about 4.5 hours after falling asleep. It's now about, what time is it? Let me do some math. It's now about 3 o'clock in the morning. Blazoit being the first to rise. Are you doing anything specific? Since she's muted, Climacy.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. It takes me a second to switch screens. I'm not fancy like you guys with the multiple. No, I'm gonna wake up and look around my surroundings, see if I notice anything different or alarming.
As you wake up, clearing your eyes, you still hear the distance, though more distant than before. Tink, 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 tink. Just continuing to strive on, and that familiar breathing, and otherwise nothing has changed.
You probably don't see Emus.
Everyone else, Clamacy, you'd be the second to rise.
Calamacy was like just lightly resting the whole time, right? Since she
No,
doesn't
why would
have
I
to sleep.
lightly rest? I do have to sleep.
What? I thought you
I
didn't have
didn't.
to sleep at
No,
all.
I didn't choose that thing.
Oh, you changed your mind. Okay.
Yeah. For I believe Devil's Sight instead.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Though I'm still tempted to take that one if I level up in Warlock again. I get another one of those. Oh, what are they called? Invocations. So I would wake up, stretch, kind of roll out, sleeping on the stiff floor, kind of nervous about that town coming our way, and most likely a lot of Shar's chosen. Eat one of my rations, look around to see if, well, no, Tammy and Agatha are still asleep, but I've set aside 2 more just in case they don't have any.
Okay.
As I
Maybe
stretched,
read while I wait, but since it takes a while, probably not.
as I stretch and see Cal moving around, I'm gonna say, "Hey, did you feel the Earth moving about an hour and a half ago?"
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the mark of that city arriving.
I agree.
And then I sit down and pull out some rations for myself to eat.
As they wake up, everyone else stirring, arousing, rising, not arousing. Oh, I'm so hard.
That's such a raging clue right now.
when Emus wakes up, he's going to try to remain perfectly still and look around to see if anyone can see him.
I don't think anyone would be able to see you.
Yeah, because without even rolling, I have 19 stealth right now.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone would gain the benefits of a long rest, stirring awake, feeling slightly more powerful from the experience gained in the previous fight.
I now have +5 initiative, and I have a +12 to hit with my bow.
See.
Nice.
I know, it's crazy.
I've got 3 attacks now.
I have that too. Well, I have to attack a very specific way to get that, but yeah.
Yeah, you hit
Alright.
level 11 before I did.
What are we doing?
Emus is still gonna kind of lay perfectly still.
Um,
I'm pulling a Groot right now.
I think that we need to move forward. I mean, we have to get out of this tunnel system and find a way out, and or find Lady Avelina. So we have no choice but to go forward.
I'm gonna have some breakfast then.
What are you eating?
Sadly,
says,
just
like, looking over
just
your
food that I got in my pack. Oh wait, somebody asked me that?
Yeah, Agatha is looking over your shoulder.
I just got some rations.
You want a sweet roll?
Oh yeah, I'll take a sweet roll, please.
She reaches in her bag and produces one for you. There you go.
Thank you.
She reaches in, pulls one out for Tammy, and eats one herself. And then
Uh,
as she's eating hers, she's like rolling up her bag and putting her stuff away.
Noticing that the sweet rolls are being handed out, Eames is gonna kind of stir from his spot, satisfied that no one saw him, and get up. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Agatha, would you happen to have a spare one for me?
She turns around and
Looking.
squints her eyes. Is that you, Clamsy?
Me what?
I thought you just asked for a sweet roll, but you sounded like Enos.
Yeah,
No,
I did
no.
actually. It's how I'm like a puppet master. Been working on my voices. I really did sound like
Yeah,
Enos,
it was.
huh?
Yeah, it was really good. She reaches out and hands you one.
Thank you. I also pass her a ration if she would like one.
Yeah, thanks.
Eames is gonna kind of and kind of start walking off this way.
As you start walking, her eyes kind of like narrow as she sees this movement against the wall. Oh shit, Enos! She's gonna walk up and hand you a sweet roll.
Oh,
Sweet disguise, dude.
yeah, thanks. Maybe I'll show you how to do it someday.
I'm not one for makeup, but I mean, I'm down to learn. Like, it's just not makeup. It's tactical disguise.
I'm gonna also pass a ration to Tammy.
Thank you, she says,
You're welcome.
sitting out with her bag kind of drooped around her back, all packed up, eating away. Still that tink, tink, tink in the distance.
Do you think this rock would send off like some shocking properties, or do you think I'd be able to whack one with my crowbar and hammer and get a chunk?
Who are you asking?
Yeah, just asking the room.
I think it's worth a shot. I don't think anybody's down here to worry about us talking or making noise.
I was more worried about the rock. Like, do they have special automatron people because it sends off some type of magical energy, and who cares if they get damaged? Or they just mindless drones mining?
I think maybe you'll take a little damage. You're pretty tough, though.
Are you trying?
I'm still gonna consider it.
You can almost feel this like intense desire grow on your shoulder.
Desire for what?
And you look over at him, his eyes are like fixated on the crystals.
What's got you all hot and bothered for these shiny rocks?
And his beak opens. And he just keeps staring at the rocks. Oh, they look so good.
Did he not do well on his Constitution saving throw?
I don't know what any of that means. Who are you even asking? Raven Queen, did my Raven not do well? As you start walking away, he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And you turn back to face it and calms down. You're not gonna mind then?
I don't know. Are you gonna go all crazy bird and try to gobble it up?
I'm definitely gonna eat it.
I don't think that's smart.
And his talons kind of grip down, almost a little painfully, but not enough to do any damage. Why not?
Well, there's a lot of power in them, and I don't know what it'll do to you.
You never know until you try.
I guess if we want roasted bird, you'll be the first one.
I don't think I can die like that.
What you doing over there?
Come on,
Talon Crow, it's bad to eat these rocks.
do it. It was my wife's favorite color. Do it.
I chuckled to myself. He wants to eat him? I think you should let him eat him.
I love
Might be
how
good for him, maybe.
you
I
have
don't
a
know what
wife.
he is.
I don't know.
He looks over at you and kind of like shifts on his shoulder, and then faces back towards the crystals. Yeah. Hey, we were all human once, right?
So I'm gonna be a bird.
He doesn't answer.
Guess there's worse things. Could be a worm. Yeah, I guess I'll try to whack it with crowbar and hammer.
All right.
Be upset if I get hurt. I don't like that laugh.
As you line it up, go ahead and make an attack roll for your accuracy.
5. Do I add anything to it?
Are you proficient with any kind of mining tools or
No.
no? As you place it and come down to strike, the first hit you miss slightly and just nick your finger. Not enough to do any like meaningful damage, but enough to oh shit.
Hmm.
Crow shifts. Don't be a tease. Come on.
Herbie Crow.
We could just knock out those things and take the ones that they've gotten. They're looking off into the distance, almost like captivated now.
Yeah, I don't know if that would alert somebody that somebody's coming to this door that they had locked down pretty tight. Somebody else want to do something? I feel like I'm taking up a lot of room.
I'm probably more than half done eating now.
Emus is just wandering off down ahead, just like.
I'd like
scouting
to
ahead.
try to take my mace and just dislodge one of these things, see if I can't get one up.
Okay, make an attack roll. Hello?
Caitlin's making the attack roll, right?
No, it's
No,
Bazooey.
Sam is.
Oh,
Oh, we
14.
just sound the same because we're girls.
I mean,
As your mace comes down, smacking, there's a forceful, and some of the rock immediately puffs into like this gray dust, and then you see 3 fragments, very small shards of the crystal, each looking like almost like miniature forms of the larger, are fragmented off to the side of the one. Crow
would like
launches
to-
into the air and swoops down and steals one of the shards.
I was gonna pick up the 3 and hand one to Cal for her.
Dude, as soon as the shard breaks, he looks over, sees it flying, and is taken off for it.
Well, I pick up the other 2 and put them in my pocket.
And as you grab them, you feel that very tingly, like getting the sense that these stones store quite a bit of power within them.
All right, well, I'm gonna walk over to Tammy and actually have her look at him and see if she can tell me anything about him.
Whoa! I say, seeing Crow like freaking eat a shard.
As he gobbles it up, you see this like translucent or luminescent, shard disappear into his gullet, and then he flies up and lands, and then there's a moment, and then he starts kind of tapping back and forth between his feet, almost doing like a happy crow dance, like it's the best thing he's ever eaten.
isn't it a raven?
Wow.
It
Yeah,
Oh
is
yeah,
Raven.
Raven named
he
Crow.
is. He is a raven, but he's a crow, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I know
Yeah,
he's named Crow.
No,
He's named
named
Crow.
Crow. Everyone thinks he's a crow. He's
Yeah,
basically
he's Crow.
he's trans species, man.
Oh, are you just assuming his species now?
Okay, I think I'm done eating.
Yeah, you'd be done eating.
Does Tammy know anything?
He takes the shard and looks at it, noting some of the sharp corners. She holds it out and tries to spin it. And it looks unstable, but you can see as she lets go and tries to spin it, it does try to find an axis in which to spin, similar to the Earth mote did.
Which I still have.
And then as it is unstable, it falls to the ground and she reaches out and cups it and catches it. Like in a cup, not like grasping around it and cutting herself or nothing.
Interesting. What do you think, Tammy?
Well, I think they're interesting. I kind of like them.
They look like some kind of moat, but I've never seen a moat like this before. And she looks at it. I don't know. Moats are. Wait 1 second.
Think something butthole.
They're normally shut the fuck up, stuff. They're normally around areas with immense power of the element type that they are, but this doesn't seem like any element I'm aware of. And then like she shivers and her eyes look a little haunted and she looks up. You don't think it's a death moat, do you?
I hadn't considered it.
That's possible, seeing as how this is some of the tunnels to the underground or the underworld. Do you feel safe holding on to those, or no?
It's kind of ignoring what you're saying. But for that to happen, there would have to be immense death.
There would have to be a what?
Immense death.
Well, this is the path to the underworld.
Don't confuse Underdark with Hell. It's not the same thing.
Say that again.
Don't confuse the Underdark to Hell. It's not the same thing. Like the actual like the actual hell, like evil world is like a whole other plane of existence that exists.
But aren't there undead in there? Or yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff in the
The
Underdark.
Underdark
Yeah.
is as big as the overworld, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's basically
But it's
like the
underground.
basement of the Earth.
It's about as diverse as a jungle would be in terms of creatures and plants and animals.
Its own ecosystem, basically, with sometimes glowing fungi and whatnot.
Yeah, in fact, that's why Emus hasn't even really taken note to the glowing rocks, because he's heard of natural bioluminescent plants and algae that live in caves, and he's just assumed it was some of that stuff.
So what do you think, Tammy? Do you want to hold on to that, or do you want me to take it back?
I might be wrong. I'm just guessing. I have no idea.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you hold on to those just in case you come across something that might give you more information.
All right. She nods. Shall we continue?
Yeah, I'm gonna whack it a couple more times.
Okay. And after a couple more attempts, you're able to, similar to her method, without using the proper tools, there are these kind of like unstable, fragmented shards. Let me see how many come out of your rock.
I'm gonna whack one with the sword of life stealing.
You get 1 shard, Calamacy.
I'm gonna grab that up real quick before Crow gets wind of it.
A sword would, as you come down with the sword, would kind of deflect off of it. You're welcome to make an attempt, though.
Okay. 22 to hit.
As you come down, it takes this kind of like chunk out, this little very, very small chunk, and deflects your blade upwards, leaving a small nick on the edge of the blade.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I pick it up and put it in my pocket. Same pocket as the key.
The very, very, it's like maybe the size of like a broken tip of a pencil kind of deal. Like not a mechanical pencil, but like number 2.
Oh, okay.
Legend.
So when I pick up this crumb, do I get any feeling from it?
It does not cause your hair to stand up as the other did.
Okay. Yeah, that's not
And
really.
you almost get the feeling that if you squeezed it hard enough, you might be able to powder, like turn it into a powder.
Huh. Well, that sounds pretty interesting. But instead of doing that, I'll take the pommel of my sword of life stealing and attack the same crystal, same spot.
Okay. Now using a blunt object as you come down, smacking it, you need to make an attack roll.
Okay. Is the attack roll
Pretty strong.
the same? Like, is it? I don't know how.
If it's with a weapon you're
Proficiency
proficient
and-
with, yeah, the way we've been ruling in this campaign is that as long as you're proficient with the weapon that you're using, because I originally was thinking it'd be an improvised weapon, but then I was like looking at some like sword manuals and stuff, and it was pretty common to fight with the hilt and end of the weapon. Like it wasn't super uncommon. So yeah, I think you would still have proficiency striking with it.
Okay. 18 to hit then.
And it comes down 2 shards. Not looking very well balanced, but 2 shards come out of the stone.
What the heck? Not balanced? Like not equal to each other?
Like how the earth mote looked like it was more symmetrical. It was cylindrical and symmetrical. This looks lopsided and like it doesn't have a stable axis.
Okay. But I betcha, as I feel them, the effect is based on how big the crystal is, not its symmetry.
That the effect is based on
How big the crystal is, not its symmetry.
the power of the crystal would be affected by the size of the crystal, yes. But the efficiency of the crystal is, well, you don't know that, so never mind.
Cool.
Does anyone else do anything?
Emus is still scouting ahead.
I have started to scout ahead in the same manner I did in the hallway by being on high alert, stealthy as I could be.
I'll put the bigger one in my bag of holding and the smaller one in my pocket with the key.
As you guys begin scouting forward, looking ahead, you can see 2 constructs here and here working. And are you only going to where you are there and looking?
Yeah, because
Below
I'm kind of I'm
yeah,
just
as you come to
eyeballing
this
that area. Yeah.
as you come to this opening, there is this vast drop and this kind of stone bridge connecting the 2 distances. And now from this vantage, you can actually see quite a few of these machines littered throughout the area, just going to work.
Do I see any of them that maybe look like they are full and going somewhere to drop them off?
So
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna actively look for one that is constantly moving in a direction and is not stopping to mine stuff.
okay, as you're sitting there watching, observing, looking, you would actually see, where would it be? Yeah, down to your right, one of these constructs making its way, walking as if like on spider legs, but only 4 of these legs, like tink, 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 making its way underneath of you and towards this direction.
And it's the only one that I see that it's not stopping to pick up crystals.
At this current moment, yes.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
So I would hang back to talk to Tammy more about this death moat possibility and what she would estimate as an immense amount of death having to happen.
She shakes her head. If I'm not, I've never even heard of a death moat. These things make me nervous. And I don't know if it's possible, but it seems like with you guys, nothing's out of the question.
You're
Yeah,
saying it's
that's
all our
fair.
fault.
She kind of bites her lip and shrugs. I wouldn't put it that way. Um, the best I can do is when we get to the surface, try to contact some people and see if any of my colleagues know.
Okay. So should we probably try to get more samples, or are you pretty proficient with that little tool that you had pulled out excitedly to mine rock for the door?
Yeah, I've heard of harvest wild gemstone before.
Could we harvest um hmm, how heavy would you say a good harvest would be?
Well, how heavy is a fistful size of it? What does it feel like?
I don't. What size did it seem like the constructs were? Could you see, Miss?
That'd be more of a question for you. I mean, obviously I know they're collecting this stuff, but I'm not really sure what size of pieces they're picking up.
They looked like they were a couple feet tall.
From
I say from seeing one right on our left over there.
From your position, it looked like the shards it was harvesting were anywhere from like a finger size to like a part of a forearm size.
Actually, Emus,
Yeah.
these crystal. What? Who said yes? I said to Emus, these crystals didn't really shatter when I slashed them with my blade, but they did when I hit them with the blunt end. I wonder what would happen if you shot one of them over there. I point in this direction with your bow.
I shrug. Okay, sure. And I pull up my bow, pull the string back. The arrow manifests in it, and I aim for one of the largest chunk I can see, and take a shot.
The largest chunk you could see like down at a distance down here. I couldn't see
Pardon?
where Boogie was
No.
pointing.
Oh no, it's over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh boy.
Here I go attacking again.
And when I fire, I teleport. No. 25.
As the arrow comes raining down towards it, there seems to be almost this deflecting force around the stone that sends the arrow of force up, ricocheting upward, and then disappearing.
Oh, that was unexpected.
Yeah. Radiant is reflected.
Force. They're force right now.
Oh, are they force? Sorry.
No, they're radiant.
What? I thought you had to
No,
do
it's a force.
your what's it called? Special daily power in order to turn them into radiant.
No, my special daily power turns them into force. Backwards.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yep.
The radiant also would have been deflected though.
So I would like to get maybe about 5 pounds worth. If possible, I will stay behind and help gather and do anything to help.
I got these couple chunks here. Pull them out and show them off.
Emus will
Yeah,
keep watch as everyone works.
I can see if I can find something a little more sturdy. She says, pulling out her pick, and she bends down and begins ching, ching, ching. And at this time, Emus, you see a construct making their way across the stone bridge, seeming to be full up and on the move. It does not move as quickly as I just moved it, but it's heading that way. They seem to be moving about like a third of the speed you guys move.
Emus is going to kind of mindlessly start wandering after it. Don't worry, guys. I won't go too far. I'm just curious where these things are going.
I'm just thinking the more that we can send out to your possible colleagues without worrying about losing whatever power source this might be if we don't get it back, it'd be a good idea to get a good chunk.
And she begins making work of it. She pulls out these precise pinpoint tiny chisels, and with the back of her hand pick, there's a little hammer. And she creates this like predetermined break line and begins to very expertly go to work on these stones, breaking off various sizes, ranging from finger to a small forearm. She's able to get one piece about the size of a half forearm, one piece in between, and then one piece that's about the size of a man's index finger. And as she's working on that, because that's going to take a little bit of time, Emus, you come up as you see, turning the corner, the construct walking into this little opening. And then as it walks in, it kind of just lifts up. And as it steps in, you can see two other constructs very similar to it floating in the same space as it, and then stand still. And as you get closer with your, what's your passive perception?
My passive is 17.
As the object raises up next to the other ones, you realize that this clear kind of object in between this opening appears to be a giant ooze with these constructs stuck inside of it, as the ooze block the path. And as you stand there seeing this happen, you can begin to see like a very calm gelatin look inside begin to turn kind of acidic as the metal begins to kind of corrode, and it looks like these particles begin sizzling off of it, and the ooze begins shifting towards you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No, we can't end there.
It's the 2-hour mark, buddy.
I'm wanting to tell Calamacy that I changed my fighting style to blind sight, so I'll be able to see stuff within 10 feet of me.
Heck yeah. Now I don't have to be as careful laying my dark bubble.
Yeah.